I really wanted to get that scene correct because it was the closest in proximity, physical proximity for the both of us. And it had to be delivered in such a way that was impactful.
One point where I really hold her and
Yeah.
not actually hold her,
Yeah.
but little, aggressively,
Yeah.
and and then I tell her, and she laughs.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So all this is very interesting and
Yeah.
so Kashyapized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find her character very the most complex actually in the
Yeah.
film.
Do a good job, and I want to make him proud and make him feel like this was the correct decision, the correct choice to choose me. So I was like, all right, screw it. I'm just going to laugh everywhere. And in between there, I'll learn the lines, and we had workshops and we had readings, and Anurag sir just makes you feel so comfortable by the time you're on set that
That Anurag is not the director who wants to be impressed by an actor.
Okay.
He just, I am very lucky that, he keeps calling me back for roles, and
Yeah.
he thinks that I can pull off such interesting, complex,
Yeah.
mad roles. So,
Kennedy is mad and it is complex, and he did such a good job.
because this film, I think, although he wrote it very fast, like, he really wrote it, I think.
I think so. He wrote
Night
in
or
one
something.
night.
Yeah. But see, he says I wrote it in one night and all that. We definitely wrote it in one night, but this whole process of
Just he-
it was years of process that is in your, in your brains, some sort of a, what do you call to the computer, that where you store?
CP.
CPU,
Yeah.
in your brain CPU.
Yeah.
So his brain CPU, I think, had this, it was cumulatively, storing in his there, and one day he just kind of.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Welcome to
Hello.
Screen. And as I was saying, congratulations again.
Thank
on
you.
the
Thank
film.
you.
And I want to quickly start with there's this moment in the film. I won't spoil it for everyone, but towards like after 1 hour, 20 minutes, something like that, where both of you are together in Charlie's house, in your character's house, and you start talking about your past. And it's so interesting that she's talking to you and she's telling about her own life story and what has happened, but you completely seem to be engrossed in your own trauma that you're going through. And as she's talking to you, you're just concerned about what you're here for and what you want to know from her. And it's such a wonderful experience because in some sort of way two broken souls are also bonding, but
In a
you are
unique way.
yeah, and but they're also not really listening to each other in some sort of way. So do you remember going about that scene in particular? Because I was really very moved by that.
I had to learn that dialogue very well that day
Yeah.
because there were words that you just don't that you don't use in your regular life, even in Hindi when you're talking to your friends or people around. So that was something that I really wanted to get that scene correct because it was the closest in proximity, physical proximity for the both of us. And it had to be delivered in such a way that was impactful, I guess.
Yeah, because it was a complex scene, as you said. Generally, there cannot be a certain kind of an empathy or some sort of a relationship when two people are talking, two different, angles of their, like they're constantly talking about their own lives and own problems and own miseries, and yet they bond in a very strange, unique way.
Yeah.
I still remember that Anurag told me, this was Anurag's suggestion that I keep my hands like this, and she comes and she says, kholo hath kholo, khane
Yeah.
jaungi. So, that kind of set the mood of that scene. And then there is that one point where I really hold her and
Yeah.
not actually hold her,
Yeah.
but little,
Yeah.
aggressively,
Yeah.
and uh, and then I tell her, and she laughs.
Yeah, exactly.
So all this is very interesting and
Yeah.
so Kashyapized.
Yeah, and it's borderline surrealist. I was talking
Yeah.
to him also, and I was telling that it might open with a William Wordsworth quote. In like the first thing that you read
Yeah.
in the film is that quote, but it's very close to Beckett in that sense because there's so much of surrealism
Yeah.
and you're just constantly thinking what is happening, and the fact that your character continues to break into laughter.
Yeah.
That's such a unsettling and such a fascinating choice because you never know what she's going through, and
Yeah.
she's as if like she's found a way to her outlet through those laughs and all.
Seriously, I find her character very the most complex actually in the
Yeah.
film because Kennedy, we know that Kennedy is going through a certain set of emotions, and he has a clear arc. He wants to go somewhere. You know, he's after something. You
Yeah.
know, and but Charlie, we really don't actually understand her
Exactly.
completely,
Yeah.
and therefore I thought that this to play this character was very complex, very. But she's done such an amazing. She's just
Thank you.
Yeah.
she's just flown into it. She's just kind
No,
of.
I didn't just
what is
fly
it?
into it. I
Really?
was digging.
You're digging.
I was
Yeah.
building.
Because we were also digging what's like it's
Yeah.
like a puzzle you're trying to solve.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
what is she up to and what is like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you talk more about your process and then just
Um,
finding that character?
So there was one thing that Anurag sir said right from the beginning, which was, "I want this laugh."
Okay.
I said, "Okay, who laughs like this? Like, I don't know anybody who laughs like this."
Yeah.
He goes, "No matter what, this laugh I need." And I'm like, "Okay." So then I laugh in the car, random.
Yeah.
And
Even
I'm
in
sure
the
my
lift for that matter.
no, I mean to get into,
Okay.
being comfortable with
Yeah.
this laugh because it's not something that's natural.
Yeah.
So I would laugh on set, I'd laugh in the car, I'd laugh in the plane, in the airports, while I was just walking, having random conversation with somebody, and I would break out in this laugh just so that it was part of my body. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this because, first of all, I'm extremely nervous. And I want to do a good job and I want to make him proud and make him feel like this was the correct decision, the correct choice to choose me. So I was like, all right, screw it. I'm just going to laugh everywhere. And in between there, I'll learn the lines. And we had workshops and we had readings. And, you know, he- Anurag sir just makes you feel so comfortable by the time you're on set
Yeah. Yeah.
that it wasn't so difficult. And there's a lot of things like I was making up stories in my own mind of the character because I didn't get the whole script. But whatever my scenes were, I got that and I made up my own little backstory. And I'm sure it was just as messed up as Charlie's backstory, real backstory.
Yeah.
So it worked.
Yeah. Yeah. And how about you? This is your third film with him. Have you found a code like to impress him and to get to know what he's thinking actually and just to get into the bite of the characters that he writes?
Yeah, well, I seriously believe that Anurag is not the director who wants to be impressed by an actor.
Okay.
He just, and he doesn't do it for laurels or some sort of, oh wow. When you do when he thinks that it's really going right way, he gets up and he starts dancing
Yeah, that's
sometimes.
what I've heard.
And he does like, oh my God. And okay, this is going well. You don't have to actually, you have to, now, this is my third film, and I can just look into his eyes and I know exactly what he is thinking. He's thinking that, okay, it's great, it's best, it's okay, or it's not okay. So I kind of, yes, I think we have developed that code somehow now because 3 films is also long.
Yeah.
We've spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
And I can clearly say that he shaped my career in a way that he shaped me as an actor because I'm so much influenced by his thoughts and his
Yeah.
take on cinema and his, what he considers to be good acting and what he considers to be, overacting and what he considers to be not so much impressive acting.
Yeah.
So, yes, that way, I am very lucky that, he keeps calling me back for roles and
Yeah.
he thinks that I can pull off such interesting, complex,
Yeah.
mad roles. So
And Kennedy is mad
Yeah.
and it is complex. And he did such a good job.
Yeah.
Thank
Such an
you.
amazing
I'm
job.
just, just grateful. That's all.
Yeah, and I also completely agree because I think so. He's found an outlet through you to get through all the madness. And I was telling him that it's a wonderful companion piece to Ugly. Like
Yeah.
if you think the film in some sort of way, and I think so. It's also his most personal film after Ugly.
अरे यार उसको अब ये भी बोल दिया हमेशा ये broken down बेटी के साथ estranged ये अल्कोहलिक ये नाइट क्रॉलर ये इसके आगे भी कुछ दे भाई
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But what have you done to your voice? I'm really very fascinated. It seems as if like your voice is even burdened by the guilt of.
Yeah, so that happens with everybody's voice when he has not slept for, you know, days, and when you get up, you know, exhausted.
Yeah.
You know, that morning voice, it
Yeah.
comes. So
Yeah.
basically, I didn't sleep for days in Kennedy.
Yeah.
But don't tell this to too many people. I have not even had a bath for my days. Because that was the whole idea about
I am so glad on the days that we worked together that I didn't smell non-bath person.
Yeah. Those days I had a bath.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, of course, I had to had few baths.
Yeah.
And I decided, okay, my scenes with Sunny, those are the days. No, seriously, but the thing is that, yeah, that voice we just discovered one day on the set that, okay, this is the voice that, because I don't have many dialogues in the film, but
Yeah.
those we had. So it was also, if I was continuously talking, then perhaps it would have been very difficult to get that, you know, voice. But yeah, somehow we discovered this voice, and Anurag liked it, and because it's very rarely he kind of, sometimes he just says, "Arey, no, let's not be, this is too much, you know, going too many, you know, too far.
Yeah.
Let's stick to the natural." And he likes to be very natural and real and honest kind of a. But he felt it was real, honest, and natural.
Yeah.
And then we stuck to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was listening to an Anurag interview where he was saying that you were his first choice from the day one, and he said he was also talking about that he found like a sister in you, like a caretaker who was constantly asking her how's his health
Yeah, I
and
do.
and
Yeah.
are you guys still in touch? And you,
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
He, for me, there's certain moments where, like, I look at him and I think he's like Superman, you know, this person who is so loved within the film fraternity and someone that you only wish that you could work for. And some of our conversations were so human and so personal that that's why I go, what's happening? Are you good? What's going on? And I'm naturally a fixer and a mama bear, because I have 3 kids, a dog, a bunch of fish, and you know, husband. So many things that you want, you know, you want to be nurturing, but my nature is like that, to be nurturing. And you know, with him, I see him and you look at him and you might have one perception, but he's just a gigantic teddy bear and you want to squish and hug him and keep
Yeah.
him safe
That's true.
and, you know, keep him away from all negative everything and, you know, just nurture him.
Yeah. And I also read that there weren't many improvisations this time. He followed a different
Yeah.
process. Can you guys talk about that? Because that's very
My lines were not changed.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this was, I think, this is pretty much the same film that was on paper.
Okay.
And because this film, I think, although he wrote it very fast,
Yeah.
like he really wrote it, I think, in
I think so. He wrote
night
it
or
one
something.
night. Yeah.
Yeah. But see, he says I wrote it in one night and all that. He definitely wrote it in one night, but this whole process of
Just
him, it's years of process that is in your, you know, in your brains, some sort of a, you know, what do you call to the computer, that where you store
CPU.
CPU in your brain CPU.
Yeah.
So his brain CPU, I think, had this, you know, it was cumulatively, you know, storing in his there, and one day he just kind of just printed it all out. So, but it was so written so meticulously that when I read the script, I could see the film because it was written so well. In fact, the first introduction scene was, you know, written so
That's my favorite
It
scene.
was really written with music, with the background
Yeah,
music,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
described,
Yeah.
you know, so well.
And you're cutting apple while smoking.
Yeah, it was written in the script. He's smoking, he's cutting an apple. That apple is not, he's peeling an apple with his knife, and that peel is not, he's continuously peeling
Sharp
it.
and-
It's sharp, and the smoke is going on, and we track the shot, and the music is playing. Tchaikovsky is playing on the background, and this guy is cutting, and he's enjoying the music at the same time. I was like, my God.
And then you also take a shower in that house.
And he takes the shower in the, yeah. Now we can't say the whole film. yet.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but
Sorry.
yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
it was a delightful experience to even read the script.
Yeah.
But generally, he doesn't give the script. First of all,
I didn't get the
so
script.
I was like very surprised.
I
Oh
got
my-
my scenes.
Okay.
And I begged, and I begged, and I begged, and I still didn't get it.
He gave me the script this time, I think, because he wanted me to prepare for it.
Okay.
Because this role needed a certain kind of a
Yeah.
preparation,
Yeah.
not only physically but also psychologically and mental preparation. That is a very depressed kind of a dark, area.
Okay.
So he was pushing me there. I think that is why he thought that okay, let him read it this time.
And to end with, I want to ask you guys about the fact that it's taken so long for the film to come to India.
I know.
And so, what were you guys going through that period?
It was here for a hot second at Mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
For like one hot second, it was here, and then we
Yeah,
all
I
were
mean, I'm
waiting.
grateful that it's coming out, and
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
And do
very happy that finally it's coming out.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean,
as long
especially
as it's
for
coming
you,
out.
because he had spent a day after day in this character, and like he said, not sleeping and creating his voice and doing all this action and so many different things, preparing for this film, and then you're just sitting there and waiting. I mean, my role I feel I love my role, but it's a smaller part of a huge film
No, you
where
all
he's
want
in
the film to
every
come out,
almost
that's
every single scene, and then you just see it sitting there. And it just kills your heart. It's like a needle, like one more day goes by, another needle.
But now it's sweet. I feel that, finally it's coming out, and I'm very grateful to everyone, to the producers, to the studio, to Anurag, to everyone that, everybody who has worked so hard on this film. And finally, it's coming out, and we will see it. So there is only one thing that I can say is that, okay, it's gratitude. It's really.
there's still hope, I feel.
Hope? No, there's a date set. What are you saying, hope? Take, X that hope word out. Please, it's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming
No,
out.
I mean to say, largely for films like these, there's hope. I think so.
Hope is what keeps this world going, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, we should end it. And but congratulations again. And I really hope that everyone gets to watch the film and they watch it.
They have to. It's
Yeah,
not
they
an
have to.
option.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.